If you guys are thinking about painting your room or your house, this is a really good way that I always do this. And since I have a lot of trainees that mostly we start from painting and then people learn from that and then keeps going on. So since this is one of the beginning job that people would do, I don't really get a lot of experienced people doing this. So I try to prep this as best as I can to make it very simple and easy for people to do. So this is a way that you can also do this if you don't have a lot of experience in painting. So first of all, I go around the house and I would take the covers off of all the outlets and all the switches, just like this. You can probably see some of them are still on because I was painting in this room, so I didn't need to take anything off, but it's best to take all of them off. If you do that, you get a lot more coverage, even where under the covers as well. So it's best to just take them off. After I take them off, I set them to a side and I would put this tape on all the trims. So if you're doing a whole house, just put this on. And then this room, you know, it goes around. I haven't finished because I ended up painting this room, so I didn't have to finish this. So you would basically put this through the whole room. And as you can see the separation from the wall to the baseboard here. So the way that you want to do this is you want to go over this and you want to make sure that you are away from the wall and you're actually on this, so you don't miss any spot covering this part up. So this step you have to do very carefully. The better you prep, the better it's going to be for your cleanup. So after you do this, I also get this. These come in a row and they roll out like 48 inches. What you do is these come in a row and you would just roll it on just like a tape. It's a thin tape, same tape like this, painter's tape on one end. And after that, you just roll these out. These would extend like 48 inches. And once you do that, I would do this like all around, especially when you have carpet, you really want to prep nicely. This room has carpet, so I had to take extra caution. And then after you do this, I would put a tarp in the middle of the room. What the tarp provides is the waterproofing. So if any paint drops by accident, just like this, that, and all that stuff, it doesn't stick to the carpet. So I have this paper bag here. I always put a Home Depot paper bag out, and this is where I would keep all my stuff, so all the mess can be contained right here. This is where, you know, the base of the operation is basically. And then after the tarp, you obviously put this in the middle and you know, you do all your stuff here. Now, a very important thing is how you roll. So if you get a roller, make sure you roll very, very carefully and slowly. If you get like thin paint, cheaper paint, they tend to do this. Sometimes we can't pick because you know, homeowners buy these paint for us, you know, on their budget. So this is what we sometimes have to deal with. If you get the cheaper paint, the thinner paint, they spray just like this if you roll them. So having this saves a lot of time cleaning up and a lot of pressure from, you know, working slow and all that stuff. So you don't have to waste your time trying to work slow and not make a mess. So because of this tarp, all these splatters were contained right here. Another thing is around the door trims. Same thing with the tape. Just tape it up very nicely. As you can see, we went around with the brush and we did not have to worry about like getting things on this. And after you're done painting everything up, what you want to do is take this tape off, but you don't want to just take this tape off. You can take a painter's tool or a knife and lightly score this and make this separated, because sometimes paint, you know, sticks and, you know, it makes a layer and kind of sticks all together, and then you might take some off from the wall. You don't want to obviously do that, so you might want to score this lightly and separate them and then tear the tape off. And make sure you don't leave the tape on for too long, and make sure this project doesn't take too long, because these can and will stick onto the varnish or the paint, whatever is on the trim, and it can actually scuff them off. So make sure you do this project ASAP, as fast as possible, basically. And after all of that, just make sure that you do a few coats and wait for everything to dry. Make sure you sand in the middle to make sure there are no like dust or debris stuck to the wall. Going up top there, what you can do is same thing. You can actually just cover things up with tape, or you can go very gently and try to not touch the wall on top. That obviously takes skills and time, but I think you know, this is a textured wall, so it's very hard to obviously, you know, put anything up there protective. So yeah, just try to be careful if you just leave that out. And that's pretty much it. I mean, there aren't a lot of things to painting. It's mostly prepping, but if you do the prepping properly and nicely, the painting will become that much easier. And after everything is done, make sure you cut things out and separate them, and then take the tape off, and then put the outlets back on, outlet covers back on, and it should be all set. When you do finish, make sure that all of these are dried up before you clean up, because that can also, you know, stick to something else when you're cleaning up. You obviously don't want to mess like that. And also, other things that I can really think about is just keeping your brush and your roller dipped in paint as for the time that you're working.